Simon Espinoza just keeping busy or a valid contender?
It's just mismatches, plain and simple.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a setup fight, isn't it?
You know, if Espinoza come through this, I'd like to see him fight Fulton.
I think Espinoza's just going to have too much boxing, IQ,
and then
power.
But I think Espinoza is going to put on a bit of a show.
Different styles. It's worth watching type of fights, not just the same old thing.
And I think Espinoza will take care of Vazquez quite handily.
Welcome back to BoxCast. In this episode, we're going to look at the upcoming fight between Rafael Espinoza and Edward Vazquez, taking place on the 4th of May on the Inaway and Cardenas undercard for the WBO World Featherweight Championship. Let's start with a tale of the tape. Espinoza has 26 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. 26 fights in total, 22 wins by KO. He's age 30. He's 6'1", 185 centimeters, and he's got a 74-inch reach, 188 centimeters. The fight's taking place at featherweight, so it's 126 pounds, 57.2 kilos, and he fights out of an orthodox stance. Vazquez has 17 wins, 2 losses, 0 draws, 19 fights in total, 4 wins by KO. He's age 29. He's 5'7", 170 centimeters. Let me just check that. Yep. And he's got a 65-inch reach, 165 centimeters. And he also fights out an orthodox stance. So, Simon Espinoza just keeping busy or a valid contender? Don't look at me like that.
I can't believe you just asked me that.
Because Vazquez is on the WBO list. He's 10th.
That high up?
Yeah, no, I was surprised as well. I thought he wasn't on the list.
Okay.
The first time I looked, I missed his name.
No, look. This whole card, there's only...
It's 2 fights at the moment. There'll probably be some other.
It's just
underneath.
Mismatches, plain and simple. Now, keep the fighters busy. And, you know, I like that. Keep them ticking over. You know, the credible opponents. Yeah. They are credible. Both Cardenas
I think it'd be a shock if either of them win, but they are credible opponents.
They are
Cardenas
credible. And, you know,
they're decent boxers you're just up against. World.
I mean, and as we have seen in the past, look at Shiraz Munguia. Things can happen. It shouldn't do in this. I think Espinoza is, you know, getting a little payday, staying active, staying busy, and then after this, straight on to bigger, better things.
Well, he's also one of the other ones at featherweight waiting for Inaway, aren't they? Because obviously, I think all of them know at featherweight that
forget
the big
about
paydays
Inaway. Forget about him. You've got big paydays. Espinoza can go and fight Ray Ford. Mm-hmm. He can go and fight Fulton. He can go fight Nick Ball. You've got
4 champions.
You've got really good fights in that division without Inaway, so forget about Inaway. Don't be waiting for him.
Well, I think a lot of them are looking at that. That's the big payday. But if we look at it anyway, you've got Espinoza's WBO.
No, it doesn't matter.
Angela Leo is the IBF. You've got Fulton as WBC and Nick Ball as WBA. And I think all of them in different ways make good fights.
Yeah, and don't forget Ray Ford.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And below that, you've got, good...
There's really good fights out there. That's a great division, the featherweight division. Yeah. And if you start putting some fights together, forget about Inaway being your payday. You can get some, unification fights between you.
Ray Ford's higher up than that, isn't he? Super?
No, he's in Nick Ball's weight division.
It's featherweight as well. Why is he not on the list? Yeah, because he fought Nick Ball, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which was his only loss.
He fought last week.
He's not on any of the lists of people. Just
see what I mean?
There's something wrong there. Unless I'm being blind, maybe.
No.
Because the other ones, you've got Carrington, who's the one coming up, Coelho
Yeah.
coming up, both unbeaten records, have decent. And Figueroa, who Fulton beat to take the belt. Lopez has got 3 losses, but also in there, you know, you've
There's
got
some
the 3 of
great
them.
fights in
4
that division.
the top.
Really, really great fights.
And the good thing is, they're all slightly different types of fighters, which is why it's intriguing,
it's really
because it's
good.
more the styles versus, as well as the individual fighters. You've got
I'd
the
like to
boxer in
see,
Fulton.
you know, if Espinoza come through this, I'd like to see him fight Fulton.
Yeah.
Espinoza Fulton be a good fight. And that's a really, really good fight.
Yeah.
Make it happen. Mm-hmm. Even if, I just think...
Well, Rings ranking, they've got Leo as number uno, isn't it?
Yeah.
Espinoza number 2, Ball is number 3, and then Fulton is number 4, and Lopez, Figueroa, Carrington, Coelho, Ramirez, and Trinidad.
Just really good fights there. Really good
So
fights.
there's some good upcoming ones. There's some who've stepped up in the division, and then you've got the people there.
I like it. I want to see that division. That division can become huge.
Yeah.
Because there's some really good fights in there, and if you just
Even without in a way,
that's what I mean. Forget about Inouye at the minute. Forget about him.
Well, he's not in that division, is it? So he should be taken out of it.
You know, the top 4 there, the top 6. You could make a great. There's some great fights to be made there.
Yeah.
And our boy Nick Ford's in there.
Yeah.
Nick Ford. Nick Ball, sorry.
Yeah.
You know, so let's...
They need to make some of them, isn't it?
And I think Espinoza will take care of Vazquez quite handily.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a setup fight, isn't it?
I don't... And I'm not being disrespectful for Vazquez. He's going to give Espinoza some rounds. Mm-hmm. He is. But Espinoza should take care of him.
I think Espinoza's just going to have too much boxing, IQ,
and then
power. I think you've got a chance against him.
I'm always interested in
it
after the fight is who they're going to call out.
Yeah. In a way, it's going to be.
But I don't think you should be calling out. Like I say, Inouye's tied up for that, I'd say, the next 12 months anyway.
Yeah, they shouldn't be calling it. In a way, I agree with you. They shouldn't be calling it. In a way, he's not in that division.
No, so concentrate on your Leos and your Nick Balls
unifications
and stuff.
Because you're all different. You got Nick Ball style, which obviously he's our local boy, and we like a powerful, progressive. You've got Fulton in the boxing. You've got Leo is boxing and a bit of pop.
Yeah, he's good.
He's good, and he's the highest rated. And Espinoza is boxing, IQ and power, pop. So and he's got the physical size. I think he's the taller one with the reach and everything.
Yeah.
Fulton's in between. Nick Ball's obviously got the small, compact, but broad frame, robustness, and we've seen him do some good things there. Ford was one of the contenders, and he's a boxer and a thing, and that was a close fight, so he's in there.
That fight could have gone either way.
Yeah, and I think Ford's sort of getting in that mix, and you've got Leo as well, who's did all tough nuts.
It'd be good to see Espinoza in the ring. I do like Espinoza. I do rate him. I want to, because
I want to see him a bit stretched, because I think he goes through his fights where he's sort of in.
Oh, that's because Bob Arum gives him little puppies to fight.
It's both sides. I'm not blaming him. I think it would be nice to see him get into sort of the top gears. I think there's a lot there.
Bob Arum used to be a great matchmaker. When he was with Pacquiao was fighting bloody
everybody who
was 4 divisions above him. Now, protect them. Stop protecting them. Put them in with some live opponents. So yeah.
Yeah, this is a nice division, and it can hot up, and you got good different styles. It's worth watching type of fights, not just the same old thing.
But I think Espinoza is going to put on a bit of a show.
Yeah, I think that's what the opportunity is. It's a big card, and on there, put on a show, puts his name out there. And I think he's one of the, with Ball, I think all of them, I think they're all of them could be the champion there, and you could see them all, any of them being it. And there's nobody who's like head and shoulders above.
No,
he is taller head and shoulder, but like in
that's why we need to
level,
see them.
It's a style to make it intriguing. Because him against Ball would be sick fight. Him
Yeah.
against Fulton would be interesting. And any of them against Leo would be good fight. And even against the others, I think there's a lot there. And then if they dust up, then you've got, like I said, the Carringtons, the Coelhos coming along, the Trinidads and people. There's that level. Ford is in that mix, although I don't why he's not on the list. I don't. I'm
Maybe
probably
he
not,
has moved up in weight.
he might have stepped up.
Yeah.
Because he was always quite big for that
Yeah.
division. But it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's another
Good
division that can hot up and make a nice thing. All right, should we go to, let's get the odds. Been a bit, have we got odds on this? Yeah, Rafael Espinoza is 1-9, so minus 910, and it's 5-1 for plus 500 for Vazquez. And on predictions, it's basically, excuse me, 100% for Espinoza.
Yeah.
And yeah, not many predictions, but 75% by KO, 25% by decision.
I'm going round 8 KO. Maybe sooner. Or with the corner, might just pull him out.
I'm going to do 6. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
I think if Vazquez is going to give it a go because he's on a stage, he's going to give it a thing.
Yeah.
And Espinoza normally takes a little bit of time to warm up. And I think then once he's got him there, it's just going to be
Take care of him.
time. Between 6, 7, and 8, I think so. As you've got 8, I thought 6 takes care of business. And then, it'll be interesting to see who he calls out on there. And
that's the one.
And somebody in his division, hopefully, not the big name.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments what you think. Who would you lead to say? What you think of this? Are we underplaying Vazquez too much? Have we bigged up Espinoza too much? What you think of this, and who you think, assuming he comes through it, who you think they should fight next, and who you'd like to see in that division, and who do you think is the better of the 4 champions in that division, and or the people outside that in featherweight?
That's an argument.
And obviously, Inoue is not in that division, so we'd like to keep him out of it.
That's an argument. That is who's the best out of them 4.
We'd like to know your thoughts and what matchups you'd like to see, and subscribe, and all the usual goodness. And we shall see you in the next one. Thank you very much.